Fam, it's your boy Bishop Matthew Bradley. Listen, we were just sitting back at the car dealership talking about an article that popped up on the internet involving Michael Jordan, and he made a statement that he does not make his tennis shoes targeted towards poor black kids, but actually for middle class and upper middle class suburban whites. And I'm looking on the internet, and it's black folk that's going off. They're tripping, saying that Michael Jordan's a coon and he's a racist and a sellout. And what I have to say is this. When you study the economics of business, one of the first things you got to know is, who do you market your product to? Michael Jordan is ingenious because he already said that I'm selling a $300 tennis shoe to people who can afford it. Now, if a man tells you whose his target market is, and other people who are trying to impress people who have no impression on their life, goes out and overspend, they don't have life insurance, they can't be buried properly, no savings account, no money saved for college, but we're wearing the fashions that were designed for another group of people in another demographic and another financial level, then who's the coon? I'm sitting here talking with a few of my friends here, and we're just talking about it. Don't mislabel Michael Jordan. The reason we're doing that, it was brought up, is that we live in a state of entitlement. Just because he's black, he's supposed to take all of his wealth and pour it into a community. Now listen, what is the community doing with the few things they have? The Bible says that if you're faithful over a few things, God will make you rule over much more. Now, if you're renting houses and your cable bill and your cell phone bill is bigger than your savings account, then why should someone who amassed wealth through hard work, sweat equity, he was out there practicing when you were partying. He was out there taking jump shots to improve his game when you were taking shots of tequila to improve your rep in the hood. Not saying everybody do it, but think about what we do. We believe that we're entitled to someone else's wealth based on a color, when other people and races believe that everybody has the opportunity of making money. You just got to come with a plan. So while we're sitting in here, let me give you the viewpoint of a few other brothers who read this article and have something to say.
At the end of the day, I can't get mad at a man for driving what he drives and living where he lives. He busts his behind for that. And if Michael started his entrepreneurship with a shoe, for whatever price he's selling it for, it wasn't meant for the folks that can't afford it. Because at the end of the day, you get your cell phone cut off, you know what I'm saying, you ain't eating 2 weeks, you eating ramen noodles, if that, and then you still got a $300 pair of Jordans on. At the end of the day, he wasn't making those shoes for you. He made it for the people who can't afford it. That's like getting mad at Mercedes-Benz because their cars are $100,000. No, it wasn't targeted for you. That's why you go buy Toyota. That's why you buy Mercury. That's why you buy Nissan. Because those are more closer to your tier. You can't get mad at a company or get mad at an entrepreneur for what he sells or what he markets his product for. Plain and simple. And we as people need to smarten up and decide what our priorities are. It's either you eat, you take care of your family and put money in savings, or you buy them Jordans that's just going to get beat up in a couple months. I buy Jordans, yeah, but only when I can afford it. I'm not getting my cell phone cut off for it. I don't have any kids, but I wouldn't put my kids, well-being at risk for a pair of Jordans that I'm only going to rock, maybe 6 months at a time. Plain and simple. So.
Never have I seen a post or an argument about someone from a different nationality and how they use their business or who they target for their business. You take somebody that's from China, you feel me? They come over here and they sell high-priced chicken. You get mad because you feel as though they should be selling it cheap to you because you like chicken? No, it's for who they wanted to sell it to. That's good business. You have to have a target market. You feel me? If you don't, you end up with nothing. It's up to us to know what our means are and to meet those means. And then if you want to go above and beyond, you go above and beyond. You feel me? But you can't get mad at the CEO because why? Because he's black and we bald and you feel as though his shoes should be for us or feasible for us? No. If he's targeting someone that can give him money, that's how he made all the money. You can't come at his happiness. You feel me? So at the end of the day, we have to step our game up and realize what's in our tax bracket and stop breaking ourselves to get things to impress other people. Because the Jordans, they're going to mess up in 8 months. What did you get them for? Did you get them because you really like to play basketball and they're good for your ankles? Or did you get them because you want to rock them at the 2 o'clock club? You feel me? We got to figure out what we want and how we're going to do it effectively, or we're going to end up like the people that's on this post talking about it. You feel me? That's all I got to say about it.
You heard from my brothers. Every day we sit back and we kick knowledge. But I'm going to tell you something else. For all those people say Michael Jordan don't get kickback, on this post, I'm going to show you the charity that this man sows millions in. Just because he's not advertising that he's given to black charities and stuff like that doesn't mean he's not giving. We got to stop that Willie Lynch syndrome in our own neighborhood. You tearing down a man you don't have no personal relationship with, and you really haven't done the research to sit here and call this man names. The man is doing his part. Let me ask you a question. What charities are you giving? Where are you volunteering? Are you a part of your child's PTA, or do you only go up to school anytime the principal calls you? How impactful are you in your churches, your synagogues, your mosques? Are you volunteering your time to go out here and help folk out? Are you teaching your neighbors to read? Are you impacting your family? I'm not talking about just Christmas or birthdays. Are you taking your nieces and nephews and those people and helping to build them when you know there's some weaknesses on your family part? You know, we can always point the finger at everybody else. But remember one thing. God knows the truth. Men lie, women lie. But the truth never lies. It's your boy Bishop Matthew Bradby. Step your game up. Put yourself in a position where you're making the money, having the economic impact that Michael Jordan, those other people are that we talk about all the time. Because I guarantee they're not talking about you. Why? Because there's no impact in the earth that says you ever existed. Peace.